component on mindset. So that's why I'm very grateful to be here. And that's one of the things that is my niche, is incorporating mindset into our health routines.
Very, very cool. But who here has known you the longest, Jill?
Um, Miss Boggs, my daughter. Anna.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Well, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, we met at the fall festival.
Yes,
Uh,
offender fair.
yeah, a couple months ago. So we had a cool little booth set up, and we had people come by and check us out. So that's where we met, and we decided to put
Mhm.
this on for all of you guys. So,
Mhm.
all right. Well, I've been involved in sports my entire life, but I feel like, I landed on swimming, and swimming kind of took off my entire health career. Eventually, I completed an Ironman triathlon. I coached the A&M triathlon team at one point. And then when I moved out here to Colorado, that's when I got serious about training clients, more one-on-one versus group. So I got my certification as a personal trainer, as a health coach. And over the last couple of years, I've been training people online through the TruFit Academy, which is the company that I started. So it's been really awesome. It's been a lot of fun. It's been life-changing, honestly. And Phil is here. Holy crap. That's awesome. Thank you for being here, Phil. Um, so yeah, it's been really fun. It's been great, and just getting to meet people and grow my business and help people understand how
Good.
they
Hey,
can.
how you doing? I'm Greg. Hey, Greg. You've had an eventful week, huh?
Hey, Phil, can you just go
I
mute,
remember,
please?
yeah. I'm Greg. Like I said, I'm Greg. I was taking.
There we go. Okay. Anyways, so and now I'm here. So I've been training people for a couple of years, and honestly, the whole online thing and connecting people and making sure that they are feeling happy and healthy and positive about their own lives is really just motivating to me. So when I met Jill, it was really cool. We kind of had similar ideas in terms of helping people, so we thought we'd put this together for all of you guys, and hopefully it's very helpful. So
Mhm.
yeah, and at the end we're going to be giving away some prizes as well. So you guys stay towards the end, and then we're also recording this as well. So if you guys have to have to leave early, or if you miss something, we'll post it in the group for you guys to go back and watch it. So okay,
All
cool. All right. So
right.
go ahead, Jill.
All right. Well, we're going to start off with the value of a liver detox. I have worked with many clients and uh, walked with them through a liver detox, and the value of that is profound because we live in this big, beautiful earth of ours, but there are toxins everywhere. There are studies that show there's 420 potential cancer-causing chemicals in our body, and sometimes the toxin burden can challenge our liver and leading to dis-ease in the body. There's toxins in the water that we drink, in the air that we breathe. There's household toxins depending on what kind of products you may be using, the food that we eat. Actually, I just read on the Environmental Working Group website. That's maybe a website that you might want to jot down. It's ewg.org. And that 75% of non-organic fruits and vegetables sold in the US have pesticides on them. So if you're not buying organic, and that's understandable. I mean, that can also too be an expense. And just make sure that you wash your vegetables and your fruits and all of those kinds of things very well. So, and then there's man-made chemicals. So with all that said, each person has a threshold of toxin overload depending on your age, your genetics, your microbiome, kind of what your gut is like, and then your lifestyle, food intake, and then other factors. Our liver is a valuable organ. I have fallen in love with the liver to really understand the value of this organ and what it does for us. It it naturally detoxifies, but just as I mentioned, there's lots of toxins. It can easily get overloaded. For example, I know over the holidays I ate a lot of sugar, some drinks, I didn't really pay attention into what I was eating, and so that may be something that might be overloading your liver. But it's always working for us. But because of these toxins, sometimes we indulge. A liver detox is super healthy for you. If you ever feel like that you have a lack of energy, maybe you have skin issues, digestive problems, maybe some bloating, inflammation in the body, that might be an indicator that you might benefit from a liver detox. I walk people through a 7-day, a 14-day, or a 21-day detox. Typically, the 7-day detox is what's a lot of people like to do. So it is important to value our liver. It's also as it mentions here, it's important to realize that we do have toxins in our world. And I just told you a little bit about that our liver works for us, but we can work for it as well and give it a little boost through a liver detox. What I like to do is some of the strategies is through a functional medicine detox. Now, when we talk about detox, sometimes people just may not eat, maybe they just drink water, but a functional medicine detox, and the reason why I like this is because it incorporates the nutrients and vitamins that our bodies need while it allows our digestive systems to rest. So for a 7-day detox, what this looks like is the first 2 days you're going to be fasting.
You gotta talk about all the strategies on the liver page.
On the liver, the strategies. It just the strategies of a liver detox.
Like we're gonna expand on this topic on that page, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure.
Okay.
So that's the
So,
first thing we'll talk about.
yeah.
The second
I'm
thing.
sorry. I already ran into all
No,
of
you're fine.
this.
You're good. You're good.
I
You're
apologize.
excited about it, which is great.
Okay.
So yeah, the liver detox is really important. I think not just for your physical health, but also your mental health as well. Making sure you're actually feeling good. So and that can expand to other areas. But and then we'll also talk about whole body health and how your physical and mental health can play hand in hand, and just kind of how to create structured mindset and strategies around how you can actually focus on that as well. And then the last thing is gonna be the health shadows. Yeah.
Sorry about that, Johnny. I
Oh,
was
you're
getting
fine. You're
very
fine.
excited about
Very excited. No, it's great.
Okay.
And the health shadows, I'm really excited about because that's right up Jill's alley, and we're gonna be running through some really cool things there. So, all right, here we go.
Okay. All right. So
All
I've
right,
already talked
all you, yeah.
yes, we've already talked about that there's toxins everywhere and
Um,
that our liver can easily get
yeah,
overloaded.
and I feel
So
like it's getting worse. Like over the last 30 years, I'd say with processed foods and how things are, made to speed things up and look better. I just feel like it's hard to really, stay on top of a healthy liver.
yeah. Well, you and I were talking and preparing for this, Johnny, also too, just the soil these days is
Mhm.
lacking of nutrients and vitamins. And so, and I mentioned organic. If you can't get organic, just make sure that you wash those very well. So, I've already talked a little bit about that the liver works to remove harmful substances. It it's in there for a purpose, but because of our current environment, our current state, it's always great to just give it a little boost. And when it's overloaded, there's some of those signs that I mentioned. You might feel bloated. You're going to have a lack of energy. There might be some skin interruptions. There's going to be brain fog. And and so those are indicators that your liver might need a little love. Um,
Yeah. Your
yeah.
liver also, in terms of growing muscle mass and losing body fat and things like that, depending on what you eat and how you eat around your exercises will also determine like how your liver can transport these vital nutrients into your muscles and as well as burning off body fat at the same time. So it kind of all works together. And so if you are struggling to lose body fat because you have a slower metabolism or you feel more bloated or you have a sensitivity to gluten or whatever it is, I think taking care of your liver is the first thing you should do if you're trying to, get into a healthier lifestyle. If any of you guys have like resolutions this year and want to just like live healthier and lose weight and things like that, I think this is a really amazing first step.
Yeah, I agree with you, Johnny. It's a great to set up for people that are wanting to change their eating habits and move their bodies. So to start off with this, it boosts their metabolism. I think I mean, it's a win-win.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, who doesn't want more energy and an improvement of nutrient absorption? It removes excess waste and restores efficiency of the liver. It reduces inflammation, and inflammation in the body can be the beginning, I call it, of dis-ease of the body. We really need to be aware of the foods that we eat and what kinds of things cause inflammation in the body. And so if we have a healthy, functioning, efficient liver, then we will likely have less inflammation in the body. Inflammation can lead to disease. And then it strengthens our immune system and keeps us healthier. And we all want to be healthier for 2025. I'm sure everybody here has a reason to be healthier. I know for myself, I've got kids and I've got grandkids, and per the paperwork, I may be old, but I do not want to feel old. And so it's important that for myself and the people that my clients feel good. Waking up during the day and taking on those challenges or living their lives to the fullest. And then lastly, with regards to the liver detox, this is one of my favorite words when it comes to detoxing and fasting is autophagy. And autophagy is the biologic process that involves the breakdown of recycling of cells, the cell components. So just think of it as cellular repair, or maybe even think of it as your body is cleaning house. And so I just wanted to take a moment to go over a simplified breakdown of hours during a detox or fasting, because I think I mentioned at the very beginning of this one, I was really excited that my 7-day detox, the first 2 days, you're going to fast or incorporate shakes with nutrients and vitamins, but that is without whole foods. And sometimes the second day can be a little bit challenging. And so I want to just share with you, I'm going to give you a breakdown of what is happening up to about 40 hours of fasting or detoxing and what's happening in the body. I know that when I share this with my clients, it actually helps motivate them to maybe stay on that fast. Now, I am somebody about progress over perfection, so please don't ever, if we ever work together, I'm just going to ask you to honor your body, but this is something worth mentioning. So within the first 12 hours, your body switches to fat burning. So your body shifts from glucose to fat for energy, and as the glycogen stores begin to deplete. And there's an early metabolic reset, which refers to the initial phase of the fasting when your body begins to shift from the usual energy resource to an alternative resource, which is the fat.
Yeah. And I think that process right there is huge, and not a lot of people know about that,
Yeah.
which is why I say this to some of my other clients, but like the reason why celebrities and like actors they like look good all year round because they are dialed in with this process we're talking about right here. They're depending on how they exercise and how they eat and how healthy their gut is, they are literally burning off body fat for energy.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start fasting and when you start focusing on fueling your muscles properly, your body has no other source of energy other than the stored body fat. And that's how you can easily lose weight and easily get onto that healthy cycle without having to like, go on a diet or do a bunch of crazy, workout stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Johnny. 16 hours in, autophagy does begin. And so the damaged cells and debris in your body are starting to be cleaned up. Like I mentioned, it kind of cleans house. And this is the beginning of cellular repair. And this also too is an increase in mental clarity. I think hopefully you remembered that some of my clients have come to me and they're like brain fog and just can't concentrate. This is the reason why after they get done detoxing that they feel like that they can think more clearly. At 20 hours, the liver detox pathways start to ramp up and the human growth hormone, HGH, rises. And this is an anti-aging hormone. And that impacts multiple body systems for the better. It promotes muscle growth and repair. It supports the production of new immune system cells. It regulates fat metabolism. It supports cognitive function and mental clarity. And it supports tissue repair in the body and in the digestive system. At 30 hours of fasting, glutathione production increases. And what glutathione is supports the detox and repair process in the body. And so you're going to have better energy production, and there's going to be much more of a toxin clearance. And then at 40 hours, you have peak detoxification, you have deep autophagy, your microbiome in your gut is beginning to rebalance. You have the peak toxin excretion, and this is the optimal detoxification. You're going to have clearer skin, improved gut, all of the things that we've already talked about. Now, I wanted to make sure I shared this with you because sometimes like I mentioned, when you get through the process of detox and you're like in that second day or in the morning, these reminders is that if you can stick with it a little bit longer, just drink some more water. You're going to have another shake at lunch. If you can stick with it, it does help with the entire process of detoxification.
Thank you, Jill.
Yeah.
I feel like I needed to do this the day after Christmas
Yeah.
because Christmas Eve and Christmas, it's just like a lot of food. And to be honest, alcohol and like cookies and like, pies and all this different stuff. So the next day it's like, I'm going to skip breakfast. I'm just going to have some water, go for a very long run, try to just like push off that a little bit so everything can kind of just clear out.
Hmm.
Um, but doing it for multiple days in a row, like what you were saying earlier, is also important, And I
Yeah.
feel like people don't have to do this like all the time. It's just like, it's like every now and then, whenever you're not feeling great, or if you plateau, or things like that. But it's all structured in a way to actually benefit you in the long run.
Yeah, you and I had talked a little bit about the value of intermittent fasting, not
Mhm.
necessarily detoxing, and the values in that as well.
Yeah,
So, and that's been around I mean, the value of intermittent fasting has been around, if you research it, for thousands of years,
right,
and how that can help overall help longevity in your life.
right, for sure. And was there anything in particular you want to talk about in terms of eliminating and adding into any kind of diet?
Yeah, through this detox, my 7-day functional medicine detox it's not about um, completely elimination. Like I mentioned, I love that it's you have nutrients and vitamins all throughout the week if you want to do it 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. And so you're not going to be hurting your body. You're also too on days 3 through 7 incorporating whole foods. And in that is an elimination of sugar, gluten, and things that may aggravate the digestive system or your body. So usually at the end, well, not usually, all of my clients at the end of their detox, they have a different way of looking about how they can eat. First of all, they realize maybe I didn't need to eat all day long. Also, too, that they are starting to establish habits of eating whole foods and also to feeling the benefit of that. So it's those kinds of things of eliminating the gluten, the dairy, the sugar, while focusing on organic and whole foods.
For sure. And specifically, when I work with clients, I'm trying to figure out specific foods that they can start incorporating into their meals. So, foods that are higher in protein, higher in healthier fats.
Stop doing
These are going
that.
to be foods that, actually support your gut and it's going to give you energy and things like that. Eliminating, fried foods, alcohol, things that are higher in sugar or processed foods. Those are all things that are just gonna not really make you feel good. So funny story is I swam in college for a couple of years and we would be on a pretty strict diet for a couple of months, leading all the way up to like national championships. And we eat healthy the entire time, but then when the 3 days of competition was over, we would go out and get like burgers and shakes and fries and like chili dogs and all the stuff we couldn't eat before. But we paid a price because the next day, you feel like absolute crap. So thinking about it that way, longer term, like you're having something every single day, you're having something every other day over the course of a month or a year, it adds up. So. And I've never really done a full liver detox, like an actual one. So I can imagine that's something that would help me feel a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah.
How often would you suggest people doing this?
I suggest seasonally. I do them seasonally. I host them seasonally. In fact, I'm having this winter on January 20th. If you want to join me on the 7-day detox, we'll talk a little bit more at the end about that. But I'm supporting those people that are wanting to do their winter detox. I suggest to answer questions seasonally.
Love it. Cool. Awesome, guys. Well, if you have any questions about this, write it down because at the end we'll do some questions, okay? Cool. All right. We're gonna move on to whole body health, okay? Talking about some physical and mental connections between the two. And the first thing I want to talk about real quick is your why. Now, what's funny is, so I've written a book, and your why is like a whole chapter of the book. And it's funny when Jill and I were talking, you brought it up first, which I thought was incredible. So that had to be a topic on here. So real quick, guys, I want to read you a quick line from my book. It's on my website for y'all to go check out, but just real quick, this is why it's important, okay? Discovering your why is a mindset technique that is proven to help you stay motivated and consistent with your routine, okay? And you really want to identify the real reason why you want to do this, okay? And feeling better and losing weight is very broad. That's not specific. So you need to ask yourself on a couple of levels, well, why do you want to do that? Well, why do you want to feel that way? Well, why is that important to you? Okay. So why are you doing this? Losing weight is not enough. Get very specific and dig deep and tap into your emotions. And Jill and I were talking about, this is going to come up later as well. There might be some underlying emotions from when you were a kid that are creeping up in your mind now, saying you're not good enough or you can't do this or, whatever. And that is a big why as well. This is why I got into health and fitness and wanted to train people, because I always felt like I wasn't good enough and I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't getting picked first and I was insecure, which is why I wanted to build my confidence and build myself up and then teach that to other people as well, right? The last thing real quick is to tap into your emotions. Do you want to look good for someone else? Do you want more confidence in social situations? Do you want more energy to play with your kids or grandkids? Do you want to set an example or prove somebody wrong? That's a good one. If you ever get bullied, you want to prove someone wrong by showing them up, right? So if you guys have a pen and paper, I wanted to quickly take maybe 30 seconds to a minute, write down your why. Why is 2025 the year you want to start focusing on your health? Okay, why is that important to you? What's coming up in the next 6 to 12 months? Vacation, anniversary, birthday, graduation, something you might want to be healthier for, look better for, okay, whatever this is. How will this change, transform your life? What areas in your life are going to get much better once you start focusing on this kind of stuff? All right. So I'll give you guys like 30 seconds to a minute. If anyone wants to share, then that's awesome. If not, that's totally cool. But I want you guys to type down in the chat here what your why is. I'll say this, my wife's grandpa just turned 80, and we went to go visit him in St. Louis on his 80th birthday. This was a couple months ago. And him and I played pickleball, and he won. He beat me because he's just in shape and he's good. He's good at it. He's been playing it a little bit longer than I have, but at least I'm younger, I'm faster, I'm stronger, I'm all this kind of stuff. But what's cool about that is he made a choice when he was a lot younger to take care of his body, take care of his health, and think long term about this kind of stuff.
My motivation when I did Ironman was F the naysayers, because there were so many people that said, no, you can't, no, you can't, no, you
F the
can't.
naysayers.
F the naysayers. That was my mantra, and
Yeah,
yep, got me across the finish line.
I love that. Prove someone wrong.
I'm gonna do a 14-mile backpacking trip this summer, and so I gotta get my quads going and my calf.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, so I've got that coming up in July, and then I have grandbabies that I want to be able to play with and be on the floor and roll around with.
For
So they
sure.
motivate me every day to do my yoga class.
Yay. That's great. Anybody else?
Paulette mentions, I'm not getting younger, so I can benefit from getting healthy.
There you go. That's
My
great.
current why is to get lighter for my knees,
Ah,
keep them as long as I can.
The needs you have are there forever, so might as well take care of them so they can take care of you. All right, Jill, I think when we were chatting about this last, you had a really awesome way of putting this next topic together, connecting your physical and your mental benefits together.
Go ahead and move that to.
Teaching an example to your girls, teaching them healthy habits. That's amazing.
Mhm.
I have some events coming up this summer too, so I just really need to get in shape before I attend those special events.
Tanya, I think that liver detox is probably going to be something that we should take seriously for the next week or two and see what happens.
Okay,
So you and Jill should possibly connect on that.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
We have a busy year coming up, and us being older, we see in our age bracket how your health can go down within a month from healthy to completely not healthy. And also for me personally, I would like to be more comfortable, and I always feel like I'm the fattest in the group, and the slowest, and it's embarrassing, and I don't want to feel like that anymore. And I know we joined late, but I would love to get the detox thing going as well.
I think Jill's going to give out some exciting stuff at the end. Cool. Thank you for sharing. All right, Jill, connecting your physical and mental health.
Yes. Well, I think that you guys can kind of glean from what Johnny and I have been talking about is that the way that we think about, like he mentioned and introduced this, is that, and we just went through this exercise, is that once we tie in our mindset and our intentions behind our goals, it can lead to more sustainable results in what is it that we want to do. And so taking a look at, would you mind clicking to the next screen there,
Yeah.
Johnny, just so I make sure that I follow this correctly? So we just, like I said, mentioned that we are reminding ourselves of our own values. And so I've heard there's going to be backpacking, there's going to be an Ironman, there's going to be other things that are happening, or we may not feel very good. We want to feel more comfortable. And so what your values are, it's and what those intentions are. It just makes those goals and the ability for you to sustain them much more powerful, because there's going to be a time when things get tough or you might plateau, or at the beginning of making a change can always be very stressful, because change, even if it's positive, can be stressful. For example, let's say that we are moving to a new house or we're having a new job that we're really excited about. Those kinds of things can be stressful, and we may want to or talk ourselves out of not reaching that health goal. And so reminding ourselves of those values, tying it into with intentions, helps with that mind-body connection. Environment is extremely important. I'm sure many of you have experienced where you might want to make a change in your life or maybe your health routine, but you've been hanging around people that don't really exercise or value exercise. Being mindful when you're starting to make changes in your physical aspect of who it is that you're going to hang out with, what kind of environment are you going to be in, will also prepare you for success. And then experiencing something new and practicing every day. Johnny and I have talked a lot about this, because we have in our brains for the longest time, let's say we've done something for a very long time, and then now all of a sudden we want to climb a mountain or we want to go and run a marathon. And so our brains have for a very long time maybe said, oh, I don't want to do that. That's too hard. And so forming new habits through small steps can help with that change. And it helps with our brain as well, in knowing that we can build the confidence in reaching that goal.
Erin,
For sure.
what do you
And I think a big part of that, connecting the small steps of change to your mental and physical health is, if you choose something that you know you will enjoy and make an effort to actually go out and do that and just enjoy for a little bit, that creates a positive environment with doing something physical. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to go work out or do cardio or anything like that kind of stuff because it's tiring, and you get all sweaty and you're sore. I mean, it's all these negative things, but they don't flip it and think about, well, how can this make me feel in my mind, not just in my body?
Yeah.
Right. So I think you're absolutely right. Your environment matters a lot. Who you hang out with, where you go, like what classes you're with. If you go to the bar, if you go to church, like what kind of conversations you have with people, and how that tone is with you. Like, you don't want to hang out around with people who are always negative and like shoot you down, right? Or complain about their lives, because that just puts you down. You don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Um,
And then also too, maybe there was an old story or somebody said something to you that was very careless or negative, and so just realizing that you have the agency to make the change in that story that you tell yourself.
for sure.
And so again, knowing that the way we think about our health, how we're going to go about the changes, it's not only a physical change, it's a mental change, and it works together.
And last thing, before we move on the last section, the healthy tool that I want to touch on real quick. This can literally, guys, be anything that you find that you enjoy, that makes you happy, right? And that's laying on the ground and stretching, right? Like in your living room, that's going for a walk, or going on a hike, or playing pickleball, or whatever it is. We were just talking about, Jill and I were talking about pickleball the other day, and it's a crazy game, because it's like it looks so easy, that then when you play it, like, it is easy, but it kind of gets you moving a little bit, and after 15, 20 minutes, you're like, wow, that was actually a lot of fun. So it's definitely, it's knowing who you are, what you enjoy doing, and what you can actually keep up with, right? And it's those small changes.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last thing, guys, how to practice. So if any of you guys have ever experienced, that you didn't reach your goal in the past, or you failed somehow because you fell off track or whatever. Maybe it wasn't because you weren't doing the right thing, maybe because you just didn't commit long enough time, right? And I feel like a lot of people are quick to be down on themselves when they don't reach X, Y, and Z goal. And sometimes you just got to take a step back and kind of look at like how much are you actually committing to this change. So I think scheduling time for your health and prioritizing yourself is extremely important, because if you're not going to take care of yourself, how do you expect to take care of anything else, right? Your kids, your job, your career, anything like that. Jill?
Yeah, I have some clients and even myself. I use my calendar a lot. And if we're working full time, we're all up to, scheduling those meetings. We've got to schedule time for our work. But also too, I would encourage you to schedule time for yourself, for your health, for your exercise routine, to walk, literally using the calendar. If you're using the calendar at work for your meetings, you might as well schedule in also a walk 30 minutes. That is a way to hold yourself accountable, and it's a great practice.
Sure. And sometimes when people want to make, a change, but they're not willing to actually put the work in, you might not reach the results that you want, right? People always want these things, but then they don't actually commit to it. And someone asked me the other day, they were asking like, oh, how can you, perfect discipline? And people are always asking for motivation. Like, I need motivation to go do this or do that. And then people say, well, you need to be more disciplined. You need to just go out there and create a routine and just stick with it. And the answer is you can't master discipline. It's just something you work on every single day. Because no one's perfect. People are going to fail. You're going to have bad days. It doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean you, have fallen off track forever. Just a little speed bump, right?
Yeah.
So you need to understand that it's not just something that's adding on to your life. This is something that is changing who you are. And it needs to be something that comes in from within here, right? You can't just expect motivation and all this stuff to come out to you. You need to change who you are and making sure that you are making the time to go do this. Because if it is important to you, if it really is important to you, you would make time to go do it.
Mhm.
And I think finding an accountability partner is massive. It's huge. And people have tried and failed, different diets, different exercise plans, different programs, different things all by themselves. And sometimes they don't reach their goal because they're trying to hold themselves accountable. So finding someone who will encourage you and support you and, tell you to just go do it and congratulate you and high five you or just do something to make you feel good and make you feel accomplished for doing what you promised yourself.
Just a small example, Johnny, I wanted to kind of throw in there,
Yeah.
sometimes when some people might be remiss to adding an accountability partner because they may feel like that they're failing. Like, let's say if they just say, well, I didn't get to it this week or something. Well, I think as you mentioned, finding somebody that will just continue to encourage you regardless. You didn't do it this week, you didn't feel good. I know what your plan is for the next week. I know your goal is this. I know what your intentions are, that you want to do this, this, and that. It just reminds you of why you're doing those things as well.
Joe, you had mentioned what is nice is reviewing your why multiple times throughout the year.
Yeah.
People are so motivated and confident in themselves in terms of like getting on the right path for the new year when, when all the resolutions are popular. March, April, May comes around, people forget or they fall off track. Like, it's always my goal to read more books, literally always. I feel like I'm always behind. But it's just about making some extra time and honestly rewarding yourself for doing something that you promised yourself, right?
Yeah.
And making you feel good about it. And if you need someone else to help you feel good about what you're doing, then those are the people you need to bring into your life and get rid of the environment that's not helping you fuel who you actually want to be.
Yep.
Very intense, but I think it's just tough love. That's what it is. Anything else, Jill, here before we move on?
No, I think that was covered very well.
Cool. Great. All right, guys, last thing real quick. Health shadows. This is awesome.
Mhm.
Okay. All right,
All
Jill.
right. All
What is a
right.
health shadow?
Well, health shadow refers to hidden thoughts or behaviors that might get in our way that sabotage what it is that we want to do. I'm speaking about maybe your health goals, and they could include unresolved emotional stress, toxic habits, negative beliefs that subtly affect your physical and mental health.
Right.
And so I'm looking at the time, but I still want to do this, is that if you do still have your pen and paper here, I would like to just have a reflective question that you can think about with regards to what a health shadow is. So what reoccurring patterns or beliefs or habits in your life do you feel might be keeping you from fully achieving your goals? Again, what reoccurring patterns or beliefs or habits in your life do you feel like might be keeping you from achieving your goals? I'll just give a minute on that.
I don't know if this is an actual health shadow or not. This is the first thing that came to my mind was just being on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like either immediately in the morning or right before I'm going to bed. Like both of them. I feel like sometimes I waste time, then I get behind, that I don't feel as accomplished throughout the day, or I miss a meal, I miss a workout, I miss, something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be something. I wrote a journal, and I'll speak a little bit more about that. But some of the prompts in the journal are just, how do you feel about your body? I know I had a little bit more of a wide range reflection question this evening, but um, some people maybe they were told that they, were chubby when they were younger in life, or how is it that you feel about your body? And when we take a moment to reflect on that, is it positive or is it negative? Can we change the narrative? Can we say how that's supported us for a period of time, and now we want to change it? So back to the reflective question of this evening, just what I would like for you to do is consider what small intentional steps can you take to reframe the patterns or beliefs into positive actions. So a health shadow is something that, like I said, can get in your way of the way that you think or you have beliefs with regards to your own health, your body, those limiting beliefs. So then we take the time to become self-aware of those, and then we embrace them. And then we also to have the opportunity to change those so we can move forward. The root, we can progress to the next slide. So root cause awareness, the value of understanding your health shadow is that you have an awareness of what you've been telling yourself all along. Maybe that I'll never lose weight. I've done this before and I can't lose it. I can only lose 5 pounds. I mean, just being aware of that and what kinds of things that you can do to change the story moving forward. When you are aware of the root cause or the root thought, you can then, it empowers you for change. And then Johnny and I have talked a lot this evening about the mind-body connection. And that's why I said mindset is extremely important. And being mindful of those negative things that we tell ourselves help us progress positively in our health goals moving forward. And it also too reduces some stress. Because we don't want those blockages, we don't want those stresses coming with us in these new challenges that we have given ourselves for the new year. We don't want, that's just a waste of time. It's a negative energy. Let's just eliminate the stress if we're more mindful of maybe some of the those shadows, those negative things that we're telling ourselves.
Really good example is if someone told you when you were younger that you're dumb or you're fat or you're too skinny, you're not strong enough, you're not good enough, you're not fast enough. That can stick with you for a long time, especially in those early years when your brain is still developing. And that sticks with you forever. And I feel like a lot of people think that they recognize that as a negative thing. But what you were saying earlier is trying to flip it into a positive thing where, if you think about it like this, guys, if that didn't happen, I might not be where I am now. I might not be working on trying to prove that person wrong. So I might not be like where I want to be in the next couple months, next couple of years, but at least I'm not where, I was a couple of years ago. Right? People go through transformations, health, mindset, life transformations, new jobs, new houses, whatever. And people think, well, it's scary because it's new and I don't know if it's going to work out. And people are always so negative all the time. The news is so negative all the time. And I think it's important to reflect on some of those feelings and trying to restructure in a way that actually turns out to be a positive thing that's actually supporting what you're trying to do and what you're trying to change.
Yeah. It's like a light, shining a light in those hidden areas of our lives, which then allows you to heal and thrive. So health is not just necessarily physical. It is a lot to do with our mental.
And it's hard. It's really hard. And it takes a long time, like years. It could take years to figure it out.
Yeah.
And sometimes you never figure it out, but if you keep working on it, it will get better, right?
Yes, absolutely. We have the power to change our stories.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. The last thing I'll say about stress, and before we move on to the last thing here, is I think stress plays a huge role in your life. And have any of you guys seen Inside Out 2, the movie? The Disney movie or whatever? There's about all the emotions. Anyways, one of them talks about being stressful all the time. And stress is literally fake emotions that's warning you and trying to scare you of things that might happen in the future. But you have no idea. And people, they create this like rock inside their heart and they're just always stressed out and they're always they're freaking out. They're always overthinking. They're always doing all this kind of stuff, which can lead to a lot of different issues, mindset issues, health issues, cancer, heart disease. I mean, so many things can happen and it's all fake, right? And I feel like because the future is unknown, it's going to be scary. And the only thing you actually do know is what's happened in your past. And if the past is not good, it's hard for you to look to the future. I think thinking about the future is huge. So just to recap on these last two things, guys, recognizing the past, reframing, and trying to benefit, like turn it towards something positive for yourself. All right, last thing real quick. Just your overall well-being. And Jill, you can start with this and then I can add on.
Sure, sure. Well, when we address or that we shine light into those hidden areas that we might be thinking that holds us back from our health goals, it improves our mental clarity. It relieves the stress. Again, that enhanced physical health That's going to increase. You're likely going to reach your goals more sustainable because you've already addressed those old thoughts, those old things that you've been thinking that have never served you. You'll have personal growth. And then also too, something that I mentioned in my journal is just being grateful, practicing gratitude for taking on the challenge, for climbing the mountain, or I know what some of you all shared in your goals. Be grateful that you've decided to do that. Also, too, taking those small steps. We've talked about the small steps. We may not be at the very end, but look at where you've come from. That practice of gratitude of what you've accomplished in your journey, you may have not reached the destination, is extremely powerful in both your physical and mental health.
As a personal trainer, and I have clients too, whenever someone joins with me, they have goals, they have certain things they want to do. But after 3, 6 months, they've reached those goals and now their goals have changed, right? And I work out all the time, and I will probably be doing that for the rest of my life. And yeah, I do have goals, and sometimes I reach them, sometimes I don't. But they also do change depending on what time of year it is. And like if I have something, if I have like, I don't know, a beach trip coming up or whatever it is. And so it does change, and it's nice to be able to do that according to your life and your schedule and just knowing how to manage all that kind of stuff. Um, and being less stressed out and having more improved mental clarity and all that kind of stuff, and working on your liver and helping transport nutrients, all this stuff is all connected, guys, to help you feel better and live longer and be happier and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that's great. Good job, Jill.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, Jill, anything else here?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to mention that you can, I do have my journal. It's called Illuminating Wellness, Reflect, Heal, and Reconnect with Your Health. It's just under $9 on Amazon if you are interested, if anybody's interested. It is a great way, an easy way, a simple way. It's not too deep, just beginning to address some of those health shadows, to embrace them, to change the story, to practice gratitude, and then you're just in the process of moving forward in a better life for your health and your mental health as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, quick Q&A. Does anyone have any questions or anything in particular that they wanted to talk about? We'll probably spend maybe 5 minutes on questions, and then we'll do some giveaways real quick. And then we have a QR code for y'all to do a quick review. So any questions?
I missed the first 20 minutes. So if anyone, Johnny, even if you can just kind of let me know what I missed later on, or if anybody has anything to say to recap now. Yeah, I just couldn't get here earlier.
For sure. Yeah, sorry about the Zoom link mess up at the beginning, guys. I honestly don't even know what happened, but I'm glad you guys all made it here. For those who didn't, this is recorded, so I'll post the recording in the group for you guys to watch it and play back. So, Tom, you could watch the all the detox stuff.
Sounds great. And then,
Cool.
Jill, I will want to connect with you at some point too.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be providing a slide for both of our contact information.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Thank
I
you.
have a
Okay.
quick question about the liver detox.
Yeah.
In regards to like I'm really trying to stay pretty regular on my training and all of that. So how does that affect training and like, when your body is not taking in the same nutrients that you're used to taking?
Yeah. Well, I can appreciate that, and I'm excited to hear about this trip for you, Sunshine. It's recommended that the first few days you just take it easy.
Okay.
Because your body is going to use a lot of energy. You're giving your digestive tract a time to just kind of slow down and stuff. But because you're not incorporating whole foods until day 3, you might have a little bit of difficulty. Now, when I've worked with people, I think it's pretty common for people to start exercising, but my suggestion is to go easy on day 4. It's just about listening to your body.
Okay.
I would never recommend anything high intensity the first few days.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when you say the first few days, you're talking about like the first like 3 days, and then the
Yeah.
fourth
Well,
day,
for the
'cause now
first,
the 4th day you're starting to eat foods again, correct?
yeah, the first 2 days you're doing your functional medicine shakes, which do have vitamins and nutrients, but you're not necessarily going to have the food until lunch on the 3rd day. And
Okay.
then that just gives your body some time to adjust to the whole foods. You will probably feel fine enough to do exercise, but again, highly recommend to just listen to your body. I would not be doing anything extreme.
Okay.
Yeah, so yes, Sandy, the first 3 days I would take it easy. Now, I have one thing about autophagy and detoxing and the value of that is that if you do exercise in those few days, it's actually quite good. But I don't ever want to like have people be exercising crazy the first 2 days because that can be a real stress on the body. But there's advantages to that. So if you and I kind of wanted to talk about what that exercise looks like, and again, just the message is listen to your body during that time.
Yeah, I think like even taking a short walk in those
Oh,
first 2 days
absolutely. Oh, no, you can
is
walk.
is great. Yeah. Well, just so you're keeping your blood moving and you're getting your heart rate up just a little bit. You're not just, sitting around all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 thanks for adding that. Absolutely.
sure.
That's encouraged.
So another thing, a question that I had in mind, because I didn't see all of this. What do you know about GLP-1?
Is that the peptide for weight loss?
Yes.
I don't know much about that. I do know, generally speaking, peptides are right now are usually given out by functional medicine doctors. That's what I'm familiar with. And so if you have any questions with regards to that, I would check in with a functional medicine doctor or a doctor. I can't speak any more to that than to that. Peptides are the up and coming thing. I think they're going to be, I think there's absolutely some benefits of them, but I do not know them in depth, Tanya. So I can't speak in depth to that.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I had just another quick question about not about Jill's detox program, but you were talking about intermittent fasting earlier. When you say that, are you talking about like when you don't eat like in the morning till like 10, 11, or are you talking about like a 24-hour fast, or what exactly are you speaking of when you're talking about intermittent fasting?
Me or Jill?
Either one, whoever.
Uh, I don't typically think, a 24-hour fast is like super healthy. I think your body needs something, even if it's, just to keep you going. Because I just don't think that's very sustainable. Now, in a detox, I don't have as many details as Jill would
Yeah,
in terms of
that's
like what you can
different. I'm not
actually
talking about
have.
that. Yeah.
But like for like fat loss or getting more tone and trying to work that into your regular exercise, not eating between, let's say, 8 p.m. to 10 a.m. All right, that's about 14 hours. You could even push it to noon to reach the 16-hour mark. But after 16 hours, and Jill was saying earlier, there's a lot of different things that happen to your body in terms of like where you pull energy and how your nutrients will transport in and out of your liver. But yeah, I think Jill would know more about how long each fast and the benefits of each one around your exercise. In my opinion, I think in terms of like creating a healthy lifestyle and maintaining goals, you could play with the intermittent fasting as in not eating between 8 p.m. and 11 a.m., right? Especially if you can structure your cardio and your weightlifting around that fast, that makes it even easier.
Thank you.
Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, great. Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. You guys, show of hands in the chat. You can do a little reaction or type who liked this. Would you Would you attend another seminar if the Zoom link was perfect and worked amazing the first time?
I would.
Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah. Who else? Who liked this? Who would attend another one? We were thinking about doing another one maybe in another month or two. We want to get some feedback from you guys and put together something else that you guys would value. Okay. So you guys can either email us or type in the chat here what topics you would like to learn more about. And I'm going to give you guys our contact here. We'll go back up in a second. Here's our contact, guys. Our Instagrams, our websites, our emails. So go ahead and contact us. What you guys liked about it, and if you would attend another one, okay. And then real quick, guys, scan this QR code here, and it's like a 3-question form or a 4-question form. Just get a little feedback from you guys, and that way, next time we do this, we'll invite you guys back, and hopefully keep on growing this and getting more in depth with some of the topics you guys want to learn about.
I did want to mention to those, I think it was on the other slide, that we're doing the giveaway of the journal and to somebody here. And then also too, I'm offering 15% off of, I'm calling it the Glow Up Detox in January. And so you can join me on January 20th, or you can just redeem that whenever you're ready. And then I do have, if anybody's interested, you can either mention it here or in the QR code. I do have a little PDF about, Tanya, this might be helpful, more about the detox, the value of your liver. I call it and falling in love with your liver. And I'm happy to just email that to you as well. So if anybody wants that, I'm happy. Just let me know through the QR code or through the messaging here.
Cool, a lot of exciting stuff. And I'm just giving out, guys, I'm giving out a free strategy call. So anyone who contacts me, we will set up a quick Zoom call. We'll kind of talk about what you're struggling with, and hopefully we can put together a decent game plan for the next 30 to 60 days-ish. Something simple, something you can keep up with, but hopefully that will, so you can see results and something that's going to, match your schedule. So, one more time, guys, here's our email and Instagram and stuff. You guys contact us with questions. If you guys, I'm gonna post this in the group. If you guys take screenshots and share them and tag us on Facebook, that'd be really cool as well. Okay.
Bonita, that has in the QR code questionnaire, is a 1 or a 5 considered high? The 5 is considered high. Well, thank you, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. This was wonderful, and we hope to connect with you all one way or another.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, so much. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.